thank you. It's good to be here. I was really looking forward to coming. The last SSA conference that I had the opportunity to attend was in 2002, after 2 failed attempts. The first one, my father actually took the keys to the vehicle I was driving away when I told him I was going to a student atheist convention. And I lost my job because of it, and it was a big mess, and I wasn't able to drive from Philadelphia to Columbus. And the second year in 2001, my flight was canceled. I was standing at the airport, and I wasn't old enough to rent a car, although I did try my darndest. And so again, the gods thwarted me, and I wasn't able to make it. I was able to attend the one in Chicago, and I've known August since 2000, and a couple other staffers around here. Sharon Moss from the Humanist Community of Central Ohio now started as an OSU student organizer. Known her since 2000, and I've been meeting other people since, and along the way we've kept in touch, and it's good to kind of see everyone, be here, able to talk to you folks at this conference. So my topic is the campaign for free expression. I'll give some background on it and talk about how you can bring it and different aspects of it to your campus. So first, what is the campaign for free expression? Well, we launched the campaign in June 2009. I wouldn't say that we came up with the idea for free expression. I'll talk a little bit about that later. But CFI Ontario actually had a campaign for free expression. Katie Kish told me that she was the designer of that campaign. Thanks, Katie. And I said, hey, they have one. We should do a wider scale one, bring it to all the centers, communities, affiliated groups, contact other national and international organizations, and make this happen. The goal of it was to direct attention to the right of individuals to express their viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs. Originally, I planned it to be maybe a 6-month campaign. Looks like we're going to probably extend it for a year, at least, as a focused outreach effort. As a focused outreach effort, we're going to collate a bunch of resources online so that anyone can tap into it in the future. And it's based on the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights from 1948, that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. That's Article 19. And I jotted this down in the resource sheet that's included in the booklet in case you want to reference this in the future. When we launched it, this was the press release that's just sitting on our website right now. We also made a video. How many of you have seen this video? A couple, it's
I recognize that room a little bit, Debbie.
Yeah, it's an entertaining video. But we also deal with some very serious issues that one of the groups in the cafe scenario was talking about. Wolverine and Bone Claws, that was kind of my group. You know, do Bone Claws stick to canon, or should Wolverine have only had claws when he went through a Weapon X program and had adamantium put in? The second conversation was possibly weightier, about politics. I think they were discussing Obama's stimulus package. And the third one was about religion, and you know, stage conversations. But the point is, why is religion the only thing that's really off limits in a free society? Why can we talk about politics and history? Why can we talk about what violates the Marvel canon? And that's but when it comes to, say, the treatment of women in Islam, which was the thing that's brought up, that can be considered off limits by lots of different kinds of people. And our campaign hopefully will address that idea, knock some people out of their complacency zone and say, you know, what the heck? Can you really examine these ideas if you can't talk about them? No, well, that's undemocratic. That's not part of a free society. That's against our basic ideas of secularism, free speech, all of this. So, from a headquarters-y perspective, what else is going on with this? Well, the Council for Secular Humanism is one of CFI's affiliated organizations. They're really getting into the campaign in a big way. This issue of Free Inquiry, published by the Council for Secular Humanism, is April-May 2006. And you know about the Danish Muslim cartoons? Free Inquiry was, I found out, they thought first, but second publication in North America to reprint more than one of them. They reprinted 4. They would have done more if it didn't cost us per cartoon. Because of this, Borders refused to carry this issue. They shipped thousands and thousands of these issues back to us. We had boxes and boxes of this one issue because they said they were afraid for the safety of their employees. So Tom Flynn, who's the editor of Free Inquiry magazine, he's all about kind of sticking it to the people who are afraid of blasphemy. So they'll be doing a special issue a special focused issue on blasphemy and free expression in the future. They're also going to sponsor an essay contest for college students to write about free expression, possibly just blasphemy. Probably going to launch it on Blasphemy Day. And they're going to run an amateur cartoon contest and run some of the winners in free inquiry. They have a new affiliated website, pleaseblock.us, please block us, which focuses on things that might not be allowed to be put online in different countries. It's kind of a irreverent tone. It's definitely not hoity-toity. I've actually been pretty surprised by some of the things they've been willing to put on there, but that's the point of the website. And they're doing press releases. And the last big component from the headquarters perspective is coordinated activism and advocacy. And this is where I think we're really going to be getting into it in a really big way. I work in the outreach department. I'm a campus organizer at CFI. We're going to be doing a lot of events. I'll be talking about those more, publicizing those. It's going to hit the media big time, and relatively soon. I wish we had another month, but we don't. So we'll see what we can do. There are a couple of flashpoints that I want to focus on relating to this campaign. The first is Blasphemy Day International. And how many of you are familiar with Blasphemy Day already? All right, almost all of you. No? Blasphemy Day was created after the UN resolution in March that, well, how did they word it? The Council of Islamic Groups, is that what they're called? Yeah, said that religions have a right to not be insulted and talked about negatively. And it's not a binding resolution, but the fact that this kind of thing could be brought to attention, oh, you shouldn't really talk badly about religions. That violates generally old UN principles, that violates our ethics as freethinkers and secularists. And as a result, as a response to that, Lance Bush, this college student at the CFI campus group at Broward College near Fort Lauderdale, or maybe it's in Fort Lauderdale, created Blasphemy Days, a Facebook group. And it's grown from there. They now have an active site that's up about half the time because it keeps getting hacked. But it's blasphemyday.com, blasphemyday.org redirects to it. We're throwing a lot of our organizational support behind it to try to keep it up and running, but I guess he's afraid the information might be corrupted, the internet stuff is over my head. But as long as we can keep it up and going and make backup sites, mirror sites and things like that, that site will be up. It's a great resource. It's very irreverent. And the reason the day is celebrated on September 30th, and this is the first year that this is being done, is because that's the date that the Danish Mohammed cartoons were published, September 30th, 2005, resulting eventually in riots and embassies being burned down and over 100 people killed. So that's one of the flashpoints. You can bring the campaign for free expression to your campus by doing something for or around Blasphemy Day. Another part, that's the Blasphemy Day website. Another part of the day, or the campaign for free expression that we're going to be promoting hardcore, is celebrating Banned Books Week. And this is something the American Library Association put together some time ago. They have a lot of online resources for it, and I'll show you a couple of them. I haven't actually been able to find, for those who are Canadian who are here, whether there is a Canadian Library Association Banned Books Week. I know in some other countries there are different dates, but a lot of them seem to follow the US one of having it the last week of September. So that runs September 26th through October 3rd. I took some screenshots here. There are a lot of resources on the ALA website. I listed that as well in the resource sheet in the booklet that you got. So you can look these things up and put together something that suits your campus. This is a list of books that have been challenged in the last year. You notice Golden Compass is one of them. And it gives little descriptions. Why have they been challenged? Basically, for librarians to put together banned books displays in their libraries, things like that. They also, by the way, have a store. I'll talk more about that. But resources that already exist, materials that you can already tap into to buy and sell or distribute on your campus while you're there. I read banned books. That's a pretty big one. One year the theme was pirates, and I was really excited because it kind of came close to Tough Like a Pirate Day, and I thought, banned books, pirates, it's perfect. This year it's a no speak, think, read. So, these are two focus points of the campaign for free expression. It's going to go on at least as a focus campaign until the end of the fall semester. You might be asking, yeah, okay, so there's Blasphemy Day, so there's Banned Books Week, so there's this campaign for free expression. Yeah, I support the ideas, but what can I do? Before I get into some of the ideas of what you can do, I'll mention that there's a wide spectrum of what you might be able to do and what you'll feel comfortable doing, what your group will feel comfortable doing. Blasphemy Day is kind of out there, and some of the things that they put on the Facebook group for Blasphemy Day include, let's make posters of Muhammad having sex with pigs. That's a great example of blasphemy. It's not, yeah. So while that might be a great example of blasphemy, and it certainly shakes people out of their complacency zone, it might not be what your campus humanist group wants to get involved in. It might not fly on your campus. It might even violate campus regulations to do something like that. And you have to be careful of that. But also, it might not accomplish your goals on campus. A lot of people now are really trying to open up this dialogue and say, hey, look, we're out there. We have a voice too. You've seen the T-shirts that you presented. Jesus is a bitch. The cunt, Jesus is a cunt, even better. Yeah. You might close the doors on people's minds before you get a chance to slip your ideas in there. On the other side, there is Banned Books Week, and who can argue that? You can always do some kind of censorship event, so understand that not all of these ideas can fit your group. The thing is, there's a wide range of things. Something certainly will work with your group, with your campus, with your community, with your environment. So, an educational one, Banned Books Week. Very simple. Invite a school librarian or local librarian to give a talk on your campus on one of these issues. When I ran a group at Montgomery County Community College, this was the most successful event we did. I put letters in all my teachers' mailbox, or my teachers' mailboxes, the English department, sociology, things like that, saying, we're having this event. The director of libraries is giving a talk on censorship and banned books. I thought it was going to be boring. It was fantastic. She was a librarian, and just assumed it was going to be boring. They were so excited that, the librarians were so excited that we had people who were interested in this. They always put up this display every year. They thought no one cared. People just went in the library to research. They were thrilled. And it was a fantastic presentation. A lot of English teachers actually gave credit to their students to attend, so our attendance was huge. It touched on our issues. PowerPoint, great. So this isn't too hard to do. That can happen anytime during Banned Books Week. On the other end of that spectrum of events, free speech demonstration in a public area on campus. One person suggested kind of the 90-second megaphone idea. Go to some common area on campus and say, anyone can say anything they want for 90 seconds. That's it, 90 seconds, with a megaphone. And you can imagine what some people are going to say. Not just the stuff that might offend us. Jesus is Lord and Savior, blah, blah, blah. Some sexist stuff, some racist stuff. People are going to respond to each other. They're going to say, what's going on? I need to get in line and tell that person that he's a douchebag and an asshole, and you can imagine by lunchtime there might be a line and it will get kind of crazy. That might not fit your campus group, but it would be really good at demonstrating how necessary it is to kind of keep this open forum for free expression. Post-it, board display, have a platform instead of a megaphone. All these are different ideas for bringing Blasphemy Day to campus. Chalking for a reason. Again, kind of milder. Chalk quotes around campus from famous freethinkers. Chalked about campus community free speech concerns. That's one I want to talk a little bit more about. I have a further slide on it. Later I'll mention it. It's running short on time. Food for free thought. This is something Joel came up with. I never thought of a kind of service activity that was associated with one of these, but it's kind of clever. For people that bring them food, they will give them either a book that's been banned or challenged or a free thought related book. And then they'll give this food to local...
Feed the homeless.
Feed the homeless. Yeah, that's a really nice spin on it. Not just in your face. Flyering for free expression. Research campus regulations about like free speech zones. How many people know if your campus has free speech zones? Very limited areas where you can say anything you want at any time, or maybe it's between like 10 and 3. That means, however, everywhere else on campus is not a free speech zone. And so that's been challenged by some civil rights activists and things. You can research that on your campus, especially if you're going to be bringing a megaphone out at any time. You do want to check and see if there are regulations about what you can and cannot do, say, or volume levels or anything like that. And if you find out that there are some restrictions, make it public. Here's one I found. University of Buffalo, across the street from CFI in Amherst, has in their guide to residence hall living, students are expected to act with civility. Acts of incivility will not be tolerated by the Residential Life Committee. Hostile or inappropriate language or gestures, words that penetrate and hurt. Words that destroy relationships rather than sustain them, or physical aggression, of course, physical aggression, in any form are not welcome in our university or residence hall community. How vague is that? It's basically someone says, I don't like your A shirt, I feel offended. You've hurt me, you've done something, a hurtful gesture towards me.
How do words penetrate people?
Well, it depends on the shape
You
of the
can
letter.
say, did you know? Yeah.
L's, I think, would be easy.
Yeah, or the A, with the point. Pretty easy going.
If you find out that something like this exists, you can say, post in the residence hall, did you know that this was a policy? Did you know that doing this and having your roommate get offended, and who hasn't had problems with the roommate, can get you in trouble here, that we have this vague policy, what can fly? Bus and billboard campaigns, they do count as free expression. Oftentimes when they're challenged, it's people saying, you can't say that in this community. A lot of campus groups, like Joel's, have been involved, and SAIU, I don't know if people are here from that group yet, have been involved in local billboard and bus campaigns. That counts as free expression as part of the campaign.
See, it says COCOR.
COCOR.
COCOR. You weren't here when I talked about it.
Oh, no, but I'll talk about COCOR. There are also opportunities for this campaign for you to get involved on a larger scale. We have a Campaign for Free Expression Activism Committee. If you are interested in getting on that, we'll be focusing mostly on Blasphemy Day resources and banned books resources, general campaign resources, kind of handout guides for students. How do I put this on? How do I research this? Send me an email and let me know. I'll add you to the committee. There is a list here of some of the resources I talked about. One great place for the campus-specific stuff is the Center for Campus Free Speech, which is listed on here. They have an organizing toolkit. They have a lot of updates, including the UB quote I mentioned, online. So check them out. And if you have any questions or issues or great ideas that you think people could do on their campus, even if you don't want to join the activism committee, shoot me an email, let me know, or give me a call if you're interested. I think that's it for my time. Thank you very much.